Good evening and welcome to the Board of Trustees meeting for the Long Beach Community College District for September 24th, 2013. I'd like to call the meeting to order at this time. At this time, if everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to ask Trustee Tom Clark to lead us in the pledge to the flag. Tom?
You all place your hands over your heart and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Clark. Madam Secretary, if you could please call the roll.
President Kellogg.
Here.
Vice President Clark.
Here.
Member Bowen.
Here.
Member Otto.
Here.
Member Uranga.
Present.
Student Trustee Donato.
Present.
Thank you. At this time, there is no items to report out of the closed session that we previously held. So we'll move to the first item of the business, and that's approval of the minutes of September 10th, 2013. Are there any corrections, additions, edits to that document? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. There is a motion by
Second.
Trustee Clark,
Second.
second by Trustee Uranga, to approve the minutes of September 10th. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. I have heard nothing on the ordering of the agenda. Madam Secretary. That's for under consent calendar. I'll get it when we get to the consent calendar.
Excuse me?
Madam Secretary, there are no items on agenda items for speakers.
She wants to say.
I already said I'll take care of 12.5.
Yeah, I just want to make a brief comment on the public comments, where the agenda state that we are going to allow 5 minutes per topic, and I would like this board to consider to extend that time. I understand that if there's topics in which more than one member wants to speak, I feel that it will be correct to allow them to speak in a reasonable time. I was recently checking of the Brown Act, and it says that we should be giving some type of limitations, but something, some kind of reasonable. I feel like if there's more than 5 people talking on the same item, the time should be a little bit extended.
And it is 20 minutes per item, 5 minutes per speaker. I'm going to maintain the same. Thank you. So noted.
Just in non-agenda items.
Thank you. We are to the, I'm sorry, Madam Secretary, there were no items on agenda items that people wish to address the board.
That's correct.
Thank you. There it is.
Nobody's supposed to call me on that number.
All right. Item 1.1, this is a resolution governing board member election. This is an action item. One moment, I will just, for the audience. This is pursuant to the provisions of the Educational Code and the Election Code. The Board of Trustees must adopt a resolution ordering a governing board member's election and setting forth the specifics of the election order. This resolution also requests that the cities of Lakewood and Long Beach consolidate their municipal elections with the board elections. So could I entertain a motion to approve item 1.1, resolution governing board member election?
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Bowen, second by Trustee Clark. Is there any comments or questions on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving item 1.1, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. 1.2, 1.2 is informational only. It is for the governing board election calendar for April 8, 2012. The information is in your packet. Is there any questions or comments on this informational item? Hearing none, we'll move forward to the next item, 1.3. 1.3 is a action item. It is a resolution, candidate statement, governing board member election. Let me again. There's a motion by trustee Bowen, second by trustee Clark, and this one is that pursuant to the provisions of the election code, the board of trustees must adopt a resolution regarding the length and cost of the candidate's statement. And then there it lists the amount for each district on the cost. No other questions or comments about this item? Hearing none, all those indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? 1.3 then carries. We're now to the consent calendar. I have removed item 12.5 for discussion. Is there any other items wishing to be pulled from the consent calendar? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve consent calendar items 2, 3, and 4, and all the items included. Entertain a motion, please. Consent calendar approval.
Move to approve.
Motion by trustee Otto, second by trustee Clark. No questions or comments. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The consent calendar is approved. I probably should have waited for 12.5. We'll have to do that one separately. So item 12.5. Item 12.5 is a proposal of a disposal of surplus property. Student trustee, do you have a question on this item, please?
Yes. So I hear that, I saw that we are disposal the airplanes that we have at BCC, and I remember last semester while I was talking with one of the professors, he explained me the cost of that airplanes are close to $1 million, I guess. I don't know, but are we just throwing them, or what is going to happen with that?
Well, if I may, Board President Kellogg, and I'll also ask Vice President Gable to chime in, we are certainly not throwing them away. We are, in order to give them to somebody else or to sell a piece of property, we have to surplus the property first. And then that gives the district the authority to do something with the property. And in this particular case, and correct me if I'm wrong, Vice President Gable, but those aircraft were not purchased by the district with district funds. But nonetheless, we are working with Orange Coast College to see if we can, they may be interested in taking some of those aircraft, so we have to go through the surplus process first. But for any additional detail, I turn it over to Vice President Gable.
Vice President Gable?
As President Oakley mentioned, yes, most of these aircraft were donated to the college over a number of years. They've been around for some of them 10 or 20 years. And so the first step in trying to dispose of any property is for the board to deem it surplus, and that's what is on action for tonight, is to deem the property surplus. And then we have approached Orange Coast College as allowed within the education code to see if they can have use of the aircraft, since they have taken and are teaching out some of our aviation maintenance students within their programs right now. And if Orange Coast College is not interested in the planes, then we will go to auction to try to sell them.
All right, thank you. I do need to have a motion, so I'll entertain a motion to approve item 12.5, disposal of surplus property. Entertain a motion, please.
So
Motion to approve.
Motion by trustee Bowen, second by
Second.
trustee Aranga. No other questions or comments at this time. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. That is the end of the consent calendar then. We are now into the items. We have different departments. I'll go quickly through because there appears to be no items. Academic Senate, no items, no at this time. Thank you. Superintendent President, no items. Academic Affairs, no items. Student Support Services, no items. Administrative Services, no items. Pacific Coast Campus, no items. And I'm sorry, College Advancement and Economic Development, no items. We're now to reports and communications. The Chair recognizes the Academic Senate President. Do you have any items this time?
No items, just I'm going to be we'll have our first Academic Senate meeting with me as president on this Friday. So,
All right.
There
Good
we go.
luck. Good luck. And thank you for taking on the role. Superintendent President.
Yes,
communication
thank
report.
you, Board President Kellogg. I hate to break up the streak, but I do have a few items that I need to mention. First of all, I want to express my thanks to Executive Vice President Bynum and her staff. We just received word that Long Beach City College is to receive $4.5 million in federal grants as part of a community college initiative sponsored by the Department of Labor. This money is specific to, it comes to us through the Trade Adjustment Assistance Community College and Career Training Program, specific for career training to position our students and members of this community for jobs of the future. I will give Executive Vice President Bynum 30 seconds to let us know what kind of programs we're going to be launching with this and to give us a preview of what we can expect.
Thank you, President Oakley. Yes, my staff has done a great job with this. We have two grants, actually. One of them is an individual grant directly to Long Beach City College for $2.7 million that will develop an engineering technology program, beef up our manufacturing educational curriculum, and create a series of stackable credentials in our CTE areas. And some of that is also an online approach. The other grant is part of a consortium with Broward College in Florida. That's $1.7 million. We will be developing the entry and mid-level approach to supply chain management. We have a large industry sector here for logistics, warehousing, and supply chain management and control. And so we'll be working with 3 of our instructional programs to develop that. It has to do with risk management. It'll have some business elements to it, and some AA degrees as well as certificates in that area. It's the Trade Adjustment Act is a $2 billion effort signed in by President Obama in 2010. This is the 3rd round of TAA funding. These grants will be for 4 years, and we will also compete to try to generate some additional revenues next year to keep these going.
Thank you, Executive Vice President Bynum. And when we actually begin to implement, we'll certainly come back to the board to talk about how the programs are getting off the ground. This is in direct relation to the board's goals for investing in career technical education programs. We have been working on this grant application for the better part of the last year. And so we're happy to announce that, that the Department of Labor has agreed to support our efforts. So thanks to everybody in Luann's side of the House, as well as thanks to the board for continuing to push the staff to look for more resources for career technical education. I also want to make sure the board knows that both Vice President Brock and Vice President Peterson are in Sacramento today at the Student Success Conference, working up with the State Chancellor's Office and others to coordinate efforts on the new Student Success Act and the new matriculation regulations that will be rolling out to ensure that our college, as well as all of our 112 colleges, begin to roll out the new regulations jointly and in a way that supports our students going forward. I also want to personally thank the board for agreeing to put some funds that were made available at the end of the year because of a change in the Chancellor's Office accounting for our deficit factor. We had some end of the year one-time savings, and I'm happy to report that the Board of Trustees agreed to provide each and every employee of the district with a $500 off-schedule bonus payable before the end of the year. And we've been working with all the employee groups. I'm happy to say that that announcement has gone out. And I just want to again thank the board for allowing the district to do this and to reward our employees for the great work that they've been doing over the last several years. And then finally, I know many guests are here today wanting to express their feelings about Assembly Bill 955, so I want to welcome them to Long Beach City College. Some of them come from Long Beach City College, some may come from other community colleges, so I want to welcome you. And just again report that I had an opportunity to meet with the ASB yesterday, our ASB, and I want to thank Marco Valencia, the president of the ASB, for inviting me and giving me some time. We had a great question and answer session. And one of the things that became clear is that there's continues to be a lot of confusion about how Long Beach City College would implement AB 955 if signed by the governor. And I just want to repeat that this college will continue to offer state-supported summer and winter intersession. In no way would the courses that would be allowed to be offered by AB 955 replace or displace any course that we would offer. What AB 955 would allow our college to do is to offer more courses in those areas where students have not been able to access the courses they need to finish. What we've been asking for from the governor is the same mechanism that the California State University system offers its students, which is the ability to access courses when state funds are not available. I've also been working with the College Foundation and with other donors, and we have identified donors that would give to the college to ensure that the costs to low-income students, or what we consider Board of Governor fee waiver eligible students, a significantly discounted fee. I can't say how discounted it would be at this point, but it would be significantly discounted. So we will continue to work hard to ensure that if the governor signs this piece of legislation, that we will make as many courses available to students in those areas that are most needed and at a fee that they can afford. That is our commitment, and I realize that this issue still creates a lot of passion. I want to thank those students who have expressed their passion for and against. I recognize that this is a learning environment and we are all here to learn, so I appreciate students' engagement in this issue and remind everybody that the ultimate engagement should be with Sacramento to provide the kind of state support that we need to support all of our students. If the state supported our courses, our students, our colleges, we wouldn't be sitting here today talking about AB 955. But as the governor just mentioned in his address to the CSU trustees earlier today, he expects our higher education institutions to figure out how they're going to offer more access without any more state support. So it's going to be incumbent upon all of us to work together to carry that message to Sacramento that what we need ultimately is one state solution and not force our colleges to seek other solutions. In the meantime, though, it's incumbent upon me to find ways to find and fund more classes for our students. And as long as we're in this situation and the Board of Trustees supports these efforts, I'm going to seek every way possible to do that. So again, I want to thank Student Trustee Donato for her passion and for advocacy, and everyone involved for being here today. That's all I have.
Thank you. At this time, we have the student trustee report.
Thank you. The past weeks, the ASB has been discussing AB 955. Although the opposition to this bill failed, 4 in favor, 4 against, and 2 abstained. I feel that during the meeting, several things were unfair. And let me be clear, I'm not questioning or going against the decision by the ASB. As many of you know, AB 955 will allow districts to charge about $250 per unit to some classes during summer and winter intersessions. Not all, some. But first, I would like to thank President Oakley, Dr. Peterson, Connie Sears, Anita Gibbons, and Mark Taylor for coming to our meeting and speak with the students about this important issue. I truly believe that an open dialogue between both sides is healthy. The problem is when one of the sides feels in disadvantage. I don't want to think that the disrespect I felt last board meeting when I was denied the opportunity to clarify a question has been reflected in the ASB meetings, where not even the 600 signatures collected by a group of passionate students were acknowledged. I want to remind all that as a student trustee, I am the official voice of the students as it is stated in AB 7025. And as the official voice, I should be acknowledged and respected. As I am not here to represent just ASB, but also the entire student population, my opposition to AB 955 continues in strong opposition. I consider this bill discriminatory, and I feel this bill will not benefit this community. Mostly of my free time I spend with the students talking about their issues, and when I explain AB 955, no one has shown support for it. As you may know, we have one of the largest population of poor students in the state. Encouraging them to more, I feel it's insane. When I first start here, I start paying $250 per unit as out-of-state fee. So it has caused also my attention that Long Beach City College has signed in support of this bill, when this bill has never been on agenda on agenda items. The students were not consulted, and it's my understanding that faculty members have expressed their opposition. I am positive that with more dialogue before supporting a bill like this one, a lot of things will be easier and more transparent. Locally, students have several problems that should be resolved, and if resolved, we will be helping them to their success, like more assistance, for example, in financial aids, since it has been almost a month since classes started and many of the students haven't received their financial aids and haven't been able to buy their books. All those factors that influence the student success and will benefit their success. Classes that cost 200 to 400% more are not going to help the student success, but more support for the students, more programs as Puente or Sankofa, more counselors, that is going to help the student success. If Proposition 30 was not enough to better the situation in community college, let's support bills that will put more money into the system, like a bill that wants to charge for the oil extraction. No bill like these ones that want to charge more to the students who have less. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have communications. Board of Trustees, are there any members of the board that would like to address the board at this time? Looking back and forth. I would like to say thank you. Today we had the groundbreaking for our it's math and what's the official? Math and Culinary Arts are also known as Building V, which I think is better. V for Viking, not anything else. But that groundbreaking was today. We look forward to that building getting online here soon, on time, and under budget. So thank you all for doing that. Also, I'd also like to thank, between our last meeting, there was an item that came up about with students on the mini Grand Prix, and to the people that stepped up as far as within the college to help continue that tradition. Mini Grand Prix has been part of this college for a long period of time. It was unfortunate. It looked like it was going to reach its end, but I know there were specific people at the college that stepped up, and through their own effort, it will continue. So I'd like to thank all of them, if not by name, but we do appreciate that. And I don't know, Trustee Otto, but I will make this at the end of this month, October 31st, we are going to have an event here we're hosting at the college for student success. If you'd like to talk a little bit about that, but it's Long Beach City College is hosting this. It's a very important program. If you want to fill in some details, because I know you and President Oakley have been involved with it, but that event is coming up again here on October 31st and November 1st and 2nd. Then I'll turn it over to Trustee Otto. But then the final point is that I made the comment today, but today in the newspaper, you did read it, Trustee Clark has made it official that he will not be seeking re-election. The gentleman to my left has served this community for almost a half a century. I like to say that, but really it was only 46 years, but it sounds more impressive, half of a century. But, and for people that may maybe guess here, the gentleman served on the Long Beach City Council and was the mayor of the city before coming over to the Community College Board. So Tom made it official today. So, and Tom's going to be here until the elections next year, but I'd like to personally say my thanks to Tom for all his hard work and dedication. I always remember when I was first elected and joined him on the Long Beach City Council, he was very adamant on what the role of an elected official is and what the role of a public servant is, and what you do and what you don't do. And so I believe it or not, I actually did remember those words that you told me way back when. But so I appreciate it and wish you the very best. And again, you're not going anywhere, but that was made official today. So those are my comments. So Tom, congratulations and thank you for everything. And I have those, so Trustee Otto, do you have some comments on that event?
Sure, just very briefly, the Governance Institute for Student Success is the outgrowth of the student success movement, which has been sort of in ascendancy for the last, probably began about a decade ago, maybe not quite that long, but it's an opportunity for trustees, chancellors, superintendent presidents, and college presidents to come together to become engaged in the policies and measures that have to do with increasing student success in our community college districts. It's an outgrowth of programs that have been funded by foundations. This one is sponsored, we are doing in conjunction with the ACCT, which is the organization for which Roberto just finished his term as president. It will be October 31st through November 2nd. It begins on the night of October 31st with a dinner, all day Friday, half day on Saturday. And I've been through a couple of these training experiences, and they really help trustees and college leadership understand what it takes to make colleges and students at the colleges successful when compared to other institutions of higher learning. So it's an honor to have Long Beach City College picked as a site for this Southern California experience, and we're looking forward to it. I think all of our trustees will be attending, as will trustees from at least 6 other community colleges in Southern California, and so we're all looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you. No other trustee communications at this time. Anything for trustee committees? I did not see any. Seeing none. Future reports to come before the board. There are 2 items. One is the CTE update. I'm assuming that is the item that was mentioned previously about seeing what each individual business, each individual citizen advisory committee, their agenda.
That will be part of the report.
Okay, thank you. And the other item, accreditation update, will be also coming as a future report. At this time, we have public comment on non-agenda items. There are, for an item, there's 30 minutes maximum, 5 minutes per speakers. I'll change the one that seems to have the most interest in it because there's multiple speakers, but I'll start with Lynn Shaw because, Lynn, you have multiple items that you can pick and choose which one you want to go and speak to. And please identify, each and every one of you, when you come to the podium, please identify yourself. And if you are from another college, that's okay. Just go ahead and tell us which college you're from as well. We're more than happy to have you here. Lynn?